Hi ADHD friends, ready to become Gutsy Cook? Hi Gutsy Cooks, today we're going to make macaroni salad. This is cool and refreshing and a perfect summertime treat. What I also love about this recipe is you can add whatever flavors that you like. The basic macaroni and dressing part is your canvas. And then if you love red onion, tomato, and black olives, throw them in there. If you don't. I have some folks that like to eat on the plates with the dividers. They're not going to be adding anything to this. They're going to eat their macaroni salad plain, and that's just fine. But this is going to give you a yummy base for that macaroni salad. I'm really happy to share this with you. And remember, if you're planning a party, you can make this ahead of time. It stores in the refrigerator for up to 3 to 5 days. So this is a great party food. Gather your equipment, your ingredients, and yourself. So for the equipment and ingredients for this recipe, here's the slide. Same routine as always. I'm going to read through it for our visually impaired friends. If you want to pause right here so that you can get your equipment and ingredients, great. If you want to let it run, usually I give some tips and tricks along the way. All right, for equipment, you're going to need a large pot, a colander, little bowls, measuring spoons, measuring cups, a large mixing bowl, a whisk, an airtight container that can hold all of this macaroni, and a wooden spoon or a spatula. Then for ingredients, you're going to need 1 box of macaroni, a whole box. That's 1 pound. It'll say it on the lower right-hand corner. 1 cup of mayonnaise. You can use light mayonnaise. I actually prefer the taste of light mayonnaise for this. 1 tablespoon of mustard, a half a teaspoon of salt, a half a teaspoon of celery salt. You can, if you don't have celery salt or you don't like the flavor of it, just use 1 teaspoon of salt and leave the celery salt out. Then, optional mix-ins. I recommend using only 2 or 3 of these, but you can use a half a cup of finely chopped red onion, tomato, black olives, celery, green pepper, green onion. Any of those are delicious in this macaroni salad. Another thing some folks like to do is they will add tuna, so there's a protein in here, or some turkey or regular bacon, and they'll chop that up and put that in there for some flavor too. So some great ideas. Get ready. The first step in get ready is to cook the pasta per package directions. You're going to fill the large pot 2/3 full of water and add a teaspoon of salt. Cover with the lid, turn it to high heat, wait till it's boiling. Then you're going to place the colander in the sink, and while you're waiting for the the water to boil, go ahead and measure the mayonnaise and the mustard into the large mixing bowl and the remainder of the ingredients into little bowls. This would also be the time to work on chopping your onions, washing your tomatoes, and getting those finely chopped. Then you're going to add the macaroni to the boiling water and cook per package directions. Usually it's 7 to 9 minutes. You're going to want to go on the lower side of the time. We want this macaroni to really be al dente. It wants it to have bite, because if you make the pasta too mushy, that is not going to make for a good macaroni salad. So go on the low set end of the time and set a timer. Once you drain the pasta, you're going to place it in your airtight container, but you're not going to put the lid on. You're going to either leave the lid off or loosely on top and put the container in the freezer for 30 minutes and set a timer. If you are going to make your pasta salad the next day, then go ahead, put the lid on and stick it in the fridge. I like to go ahead and make my macaroni and put it in the fridge overnight so I don't have to worry about coming back to it. And then I make the salad the next day. The point is, you're going to want to cool down that macaroni. You cannot add the dressing to hot macaroni. It is not going to go well. Combine. Okay, you're going to add the mayonnaise, mustard, and salts to the large mixing bowl. as I said before, go ahead and measure your mayonnaise and your mustard right into the mixing bowl so that you're not transferring it twice. They're liquid. They're yucky. You don't have to put it in a bowl and then another bowl. That's just silly. So then you're going to add your salts. You're going to mix this for a count of 20. You want to make sure the dressing is all nice and mixed together. Now, mine looks a little liquid, and the reason is because one of the options I like to do is add a tablespoon of red wine vinegar and a tablespoon of sugar, which you're only going to know about if you're watching this video. I gave it a little taste there with the spoon. Here's something to know. If you don't like the taste of the dressing, now the dressing might be a little strong or it might taste like it has too much salt because you haven't added the macaroni yet. But if you don't like the taste of the dressing, you're not going to like the taste of the macaroni salad. So start over and get your flavors right. Don't waste all that nice pasta with a dressing that you don't like the taste of. We're adding the macaroni salad to the mixing bowl, and you can see you're going to stir it. When the pasta's cold like that, some of it's going to stick together. Do not add oil to your water when you boil the pasta. Do not do that, because what's going to happen is that oil from the pasta water is going to stick to the macaroni instead of your mayonnaise dressing. Okay, so once you have it all nice and mixed, good idea to count to 20 for both of these mixing times. You can add up to 3 of the mix-in flavors that I mentioned in the recipe. Usually I pick one of the onions. My favorite combination is red onion, tomato, and black olives. I only did one mix-in here so that the folks that like it plain, eat it plain. Don't put anything else. My daughter doesn't like the mixed textures of the onion. She's like, I don't want to crunch in my pasta. That's fine. I wouldn't recommend doing more than 3 mix-ins, or there's a higher likelihood that you're going to have conflicting flavors and you're not really going to enjoy the end product. Heat, which is really refrigerate in this step. Yep, that's right. So you're going to transfer that macaroni salad to the airtight container and place the container in the refrigerator until ready to serve, or up to 3 to 5 days. And that is for food safety. Please, if you think that the macaroni salad after day 1, you're like, oh, this is great. If by days 3 to 5, you're like, has a funny flavor or smells like garbage, please throw it out. Do not make you or anyone else sick. In this same line of thinking, if you're serving it at a party, discard any leftovers after 2 hours. That is the food safety standard for that. A recommendation from me so that you don't waste any is maybe just put half the portion out in the serving dish at a time, or a quarter, or depending on how big your crowd is, so that you don't end up wasting any. This stuff's too good to waste. Finish and serve. So after keeping it in the airtight container, and I really do recommend letting it sit for 6 to 8 hours to let all the flavors kind of come together. Can you eat it right away? Yes, but it will have more flavors after that 6 to 8 hour time period. You're going to put it in little bowls like this. You can even do smaller portions, like in a custard cup if it's a big party and you want to portion them out. You know how I love to sprinkle things on, so I like to top this right there. I put some rosemary on it. It was a little too strong of a flavor, quite honestly. You might want to go for parsley or a different flavor that works with your mix-ins. I also like to sprinkle mine with a few extra of the mix-ins if I'm serving it to someone else, just to make it even prettier. So this is a great recipe to have in the refrigerator to make ahead of time and have for snacks when the kids are home, to have for a party, or to add that protein like tuna or turkey bacon and take to work for lunch. It is something to look forward to with a lot of flavor at lunchtime. All right, Gutsy Cooks and ADHD friends, I really hope you enjoyed this. Give it a try. Might take a couple practice runs till you really find the flavors that you find irresistible. but I really hope you give it a shot. All right, now go get gutsy. If you like this recipe, please subscribe. Thank you for your time and attention. Now go get gutsy.